It feels so good to come alive. You can't reach me here. You can't reach me here. Cause I'm on the other side. It's so peaceful here. It's so peaceful here. Yo, mic check. Yo, it's C5. Episode 3 of the Other Side podcast. Got a very special guest. My brother, Tyson Crookmind. How you feeling today, man?
Blessed. Blessed per usual and super excited to be here. Just to be here is an honor and a privilege to be here. Thank you for having my nigga.
Oh man, thanks for coming, bro. Artist. I think you a healer, lover. What else would you throw on there?
Businessman. Great friend. Great friend.
Philanthropist, what'd you say?
Philanthropist.
Yeah.
Someone who is insightful. Right. And also educational. I'm educational.
I agree with all of those, man.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, bro. So the first question I like to ask the guests is, say we are on the Other Side podcast.
The Other Side.
What's something you would say like you struggled with, or something that you overcame that you're on the other side of now?
My affiliation for like the street life. Like that was something that was really major to me growing up. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in the 80s and shit.
You from LA?
Los Angeles, California, South Central.
South Central.
Yeah. The East Side in particular, right off of Central and Manchester and Fremont High School and all that area over there. So it's like Watts. It's borderline Watts. You know what I'm saying? The area where I'm from. I grew up on 87th Street, between McKinley and Wadsworth. So that's area code 9002. So that's Watts.
That's a blood area?
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's also surrounded by you got Crips all around that area too. Excuse me.
But you were in the gang?
I grew up affiliated in the gang. Went to jail behind gang-related incidents. And as a result of that, served 16 years in prison behind it. Realized that, and to go back to what you were saying about being on the other side while in there, realized that just because I started something as a kid didn't mean I have to hold on and adhere to that same mentality or same way of thinking forever. You know what I'm saying?
So let's rewind, you know what I'm saying? So before you went to jail, are you like, what led you to being in a gang? Like what?
Honestly, it was acceptance. I had an uncle that I admired, and he was like a D-boy. It's like I said, the 80s. He was like a D-boy. So he had all sorts of people that he associated with. They were gang members. But my uncle didn't gangbang. You know what I'm saying?
He was just affiliate. He was in the street.
He was the guy. And they had, they needed, whatever he had going on, they had to check, come holler at him to, see what was up with it. You know what I'm saying? So it was people from all areas, Bloods and Crips, predominantly. But in my young mind, I wasn't able to really fully understand it, break that shit down.
Like what was going on?
Yeah, like the politics of it. Like that really he was taking a chance, right? And that all these different people that he was dealing with, although he didn't realize it, I was looking at it. And I was like, oh, but I wanted to be down with my uncle. But I wasn't old enough to do the shit that they were doing. And I didn't understand why he didn't allow me to do it because you allowed me to see so much. And I'm like, so, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So I'm like, okay.
Also, like even when you was maybe like of age or being of age,
I'm talking about
he wouldn't let you touch that.
No.
Okay.
Nope, none of that shit. None of that shit. Like, you know, motherfuckers see, but still, motherfuckers still seeing too much already.
And I heard you talking about that in the song, just like you. Like all I wanted to do was be just like you. So
yeah.
so your uncle, you would say he kind of like exposed you to it.
Yeah.
That's how.
Yeah, that's how it happened. Excuse me, that's how it happened initially. It had nothing to do with no gangs. See what I'm saying? It happened in the household, like right in my household.
Okay, so I got a question. So all right, so I know in like LA and like other places, you know, say like you growing up in the hood, right? And it's like, I know especially in LA, it's like you gotta be, you either get down or like niggas gonna like kind of fuck with you. So it's like you don't really have like a choice. I've talked to
Yeah.
I mean, you always have a choice, but it's kind of like
they get right. And so now that I think about it, and I think I mentioned this to you the other night when we were talking and rapping, I was like, the dudes that didn't join the gang, they was really the gangsters. At the time, you was like, the niggas busters, the motherfuckers like, you know, but they was really the gangsters because they didn't succumb to the peer pressure. Peer pressure ain't me saying, hey, C5, hit this blunt, hit this drink, hit the rum. But peer pressure is more subtle than that. It's you being in a room full of people that they got rum. Some people sipping rum. Some people doing this. Some people doing that. Some people doing... So because you don't do nothing, you got like, I got to fit in somehow, some way. And you end up finding some type of vice. That's what peer pressure do. It makes you feel so out of place that you're going to find some type of way. Even the mere fact that you're being there in that type of environment where all sorts of things are liable to happen, it could go down. I'm talking about heinous shit. And you're there. That's peer pressure because you might want to be in a drummer. You might want to be a goddamn scientist. You might want to be an engineer. You might want to have your own podcast. But the peer pressure of the community, you know, homies is doing this. They got packs going. Niggas is running. Niggas pimping. Niggas shooting. Niggas doing all these sorts of things. If I'm not doing none of these things, I'm a square ass nigga.
But all right, so like, but even what about the kid, right? That is trying to be, what you said, an astronaut or something?
Yeah.
Or say it is a kid trying to be an astronaut in the hood, but all is around him is just this gang shit, or, you know what I'm saying, pimping. All that shit is around him. He still don't want to fuck with it. But it's like he even still get his ass beat because he not with the Bloods or he not with the Crips, so he still. You get what I'm saying? Like I've heard there's been situations where niggas still get packed out because he not down. So like what?
It happens.
Like what's the advice you give to that youth?
That youth is, you know what?
Like how do you
honestly, in those type of situations, staying proactive, staying busy. Like you go to school, you go into wherever you going, whatever you got going on, your after school programs, your you know, whoever you hanging out with, your professors, you know, you going out. What you have to always be out doing something, and you don't hang out in those type of environments. Even if you live right there, you go out, go to school, do what you got to do, go in, go home. So I hate to say that, but that would be my advice. Me just knowing how the shit really go. You know, you just do what you got to do until you could get yourself out of that situation. Because the object of the game is to get yourself out of the situation that you're currently in. And when we're currently in is in poverty, a plantation, modern day. They call it the hood. Well, the whole object is to get outside of that. So until you can get outside of that, you avoid hanging out in that shit. You avoid, you know what I'm saying, getting yourself twisted up in any type, shape, form, or fashion.
That's real. Hey, so like, hey, what movies? What movies? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Kind of hooked you because I feel like movies. is impactful too.
Very.
So like a movie that kind of made me want to be a drug dealer or a hustler was
Yeah.
Paid in Full.
Okay.
What's a movie that enticed you?
They really fuck. Honestly, I don't think it just enticed me. I think it fucked a lot of people up with Colors.
Colors.
Yeah.
For Ice-T.
If you haven't saw it, my good peoples, go check it out. You know, a lot of more people that's older than me and my age, they've seen it. Some people younger than me have seen it, but if you haven't seen Colors, go back and check this shit out. And this is a perfect personification and representation of what was going on at that particular point in time. I'm talking about really, really going on. There's no embellishments. They're not lying to you. That's really what was going on. And that movie right there really kind of set the tone for my
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, Rocket. You know what I'm saying? High Top. You feel me? I'm talking about it goes on and on and on. Like the shit was like.
What about it fucked you up?
The honestly, it's like Cowboys and Indians. The Crip and Blood aspect of it, like the hunting, it was going on. There was good, like we gonna get them and make sure that the body count, like that shit was like crazy because that was really going on. And I'm thinking the police being part of the gang, being with the homies, having niggas all around you that what I'm saying, got your back and all that. That motherfucking thought right there fucked the nigga up. Because the nigga really thought it was gonna be like that. The nigga really thought that that's how it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, and these are the same people that I'm seeing my uncle serve every day. You know what I mean? So it's not too far-fetched because it was right there. So it was like, ooh, so it kind of like, was you gonna be a Crip or a Blood, nigga? You know what I'm saying? So based off the movie, like, nigga, you got to pick, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, you go outside, nigga, you got to go really put that shit down, nigga. Like, if you wasn't already in it. I'm just speaking from the aspect of a little ass 5, 6, 7-year-old kid watching this, sneaking watching this. She didn't even been watching it. Because my grandma come me watching it, I would have got an ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? No, but back then they had the fucking bootleg tape player back then, on the VCRs and shit.
So all right, so speaking of Crip and Blood, like how'd you choose?
Where you at? Where you at? Like people like predominantly where you grow up at. I was around all of it, but what I'm saying is like we're our home base.
And you got jumped in.
Man, when you from there, you don't go through all that shit, nigga.
Okay, so
it's not like, man, we from there. We beat other niggas up, jump niggas in, like to that shit. Like if they want to, that's not really, that's stuff. If you really wanted to do that, see the movie kind of like it really embellished that. That's not the only way you get in, like to get quartered in. But that's a ritual. That's part of the ritual. That's part of the culture. But no, most dudes, you got to think about this. Think about this. If we're in the neighborhood and we the little kids in the neighborhood, it's older dudes around. They much older than us, but we're the little kids in the neighborhood. Me and you. This is gonna start off like me and you. Nigga C5 T-Wad. I'm not gonna say nigga that's fight, nigga. Like, nigga, we finna be nigga, we finna be in the hood. Nigga, are you serious? Nigga, come on, bro. Are you nah, nigga? No. Right. We got to a motherfucker outsider, nigga. Or motherfucker that really just like wanna prove nigga, I wanna get quartered in. But no, like we don't do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, though? So, but no, I'm just saying, though, like, really from right there. Like, really from right there. Like, really from it. Like, nigga, like, from the dirt. Like, it ain't no, nigga, I was born right there. 843 East 87th Street. Nigga, running it. Nigga, it's there. Like, before I was even born. Like, that's just it. And what's so cold is that it's in L.A., unlike a lot of areas and places, like, one street separate everything. So, where I stayed at, boom, between McKinley and Wadsworth. Once you cross the street, McKinley, you in 88 Avalon Garden, Crip Hood. So this is my block, though, 87th Street. Me and my little brother, we couldn't go around the corner because our grandma and them knew that motherfucker was dying and getting smacked at this time. 86, 87, 88, 89. Nigga, look, niggas is, look, just run it and then Google it. And South Central Los Angeles, especially in my area, it led the way. It's like, you know, some of the dudes that came from the area where I grew up at are like on death row. They serial killers up there with Ted Bundy and shit like that. You see what I'm saying?
Ted Bundy still alive?
I don't know. I don't think so. Them motherfuckers way older than me. Like, you know, Ted Bundy, you know what I'm saying? Richard Ramirez, all the motherfuckers like serial killers.
Right.
Okay, so it's the era, like that's what's going on around the corner where I'm at. And so our parents didn't like,
they was like, you can't go to that
hey,
block.
my God, you can't go around there. We're like, so you only can play on your block, up and down the block. But up and down our block, once you cross the street, it's Cripwood on that. So we going, I grew up playing in Cripwood a lot.
So this shit starts even when you like don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like you're limited to this block. And then you grow up and then it's like you identify with this block and it's like you're kind of just.
But then you gotta, one day when you're around it, you gotta kind of like fucking choose all of a sudden. Because, like I say, they said don't go around the corner. That's like, don't bite the apple, Eve. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Right. And nigga finally go around the corner. I can't really go across McKinney no more. Maybe this my block. Excuse me. Damn. This my block, 87th Street. I just only could play on this block, up and down this block. Meaning from Central, Wadsworth, McKinley, Avalon. Now, because I done went around the corner, and they like, nigga, you stay right there. And the bitches said they seen you over there hanging with Whoopty with the whoop and Whoopty with the whoop. What's up with you? Oh, nigga, nah, man. All the time, though, a nigga just wanted to sell dope like my uncle. He wasn't gonna let me sell dope with him. I can't sell dope right here in the yard. Everybody know my granny and my whole family up and down the block. I gotta go around the corner if I want to sell. If I want to kind of like get involved with what I know I really want to be involved with, what I see my uncle and them doing, because I see him doing that, and that's how I see him paying the bills, and everybody admiring him and respecting him. So that's what I want to do. So he ain't letting me do it for some weird ass fucking reason. I grew up admiring you, but now you tripping on some weirdo shit. I don't really get you because I'm watching you fuck with niggas every day, all day, and let them interact with me. But then I can't do certain things, and I'm like, what the fuck? But as I got older, I know why. You know, my grandma, he didn't want that kind of, you know, pressure on this, you know, oh, he turned me out and all this shit, but nigga, it's right here in front of me. You feel me? So
like you was gonna get, like you feel like you was gonna get turned out anyway?
Yeah, because my daddy was like gone at the time. He was in prison. So this is who I looked up to was my uncle. You know what I'm saying? He was the head of the house. And that's what he was doing. So yeah, I wanted to do that. I really wanted to do that. Like,
you feel like it was more like a want to do than like you had to do it.
Yeah, well, it was a want, and I felt I had to because that's what I thought you had to do to be a man.
Right.
But like, that's not really. That was just my fucked up little mind. That's what I thought in my mind at that time as like a little kid. You know,
because like niggas do like, I didn't sell dope before, but like I can sit here and tell you and be honest with you, like I didn't have to do that shit, bro. I didn't.
No, me
like
too.
My mom's was like, my pops was in and out, but like my mom's was providing for the most part.
No, for
bro.
sure.
Like, so it's like I didn't have to do that.
No,
shit,
no.
It's like acceptance.
I nigga nigga wanted to be accepted, bro. I thought this is what I had to do, and guess what? If my uncle would have let me do it with him, I would have never even went around the corner. I would have been right there with him.
So you went around your uncle.
And then one
you
around
got
the corner.
submerged in it, you know what I'm saying?
You
start fucking with it.
Yeah. Like, and next thing you know, one thing led to another. And so now you go around there and you want to just sell, niggas just want to go there to sell drugs, to be like your uncle. Right. But you can't be out here selling drugs. You ain't for the block, like my nigga. Because you got other older niggas now that they don't know me like some of the other young motherfuckers might that probably done been around the corner. They come around the corner and know who we are. Mm-hmm. But these other niggas like, basically, who is you? And they're like, oh, that's Whoopty Whoop nephew. You know the nigga that sell dope around my nephew. So now here come the text. But now, that sort of shit. So the name is like a new nigga, but a nigga really from right here. Like, nigga, like right here, nigga. And you just an old nigga that's been in jail all your fucking life, nigga. And you just got out right now when I was happened to come around the corner when I was 13, 14 years old, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because up until that time, nigga, I was on my block, nigga. All the private schools in that area I went to, nigga. In the same areas in the sky, I could tell you all the old fucking restaurants that was there from the beginning to the end, nigga. All the old neighbors, they all know me. Everybody in the community knows exactly who I am, my family, because we've been right there. They've been right there for years.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, but now it's like, oh, nigga, you like, so now you getting down with motherfuckers, showing nigga you ain't no bitch.
Right.
Oh, then, you know, next day, you know, it's, yeah. Niggas says, oh, you ain't never did nothing to nobody. Well, that shit ain't nothing either. Boom. And next thing, boom, you in. I'm talking about when I say you in, now you done got yourself into something that you didn't initially want to subscribe to. You just want to do some drugs. Sell some drugs.
But you can't just do,
because you got your niggas want to, like, you know, in that kind of world and that mentality. Because, like,
once you in that shit,
and then what you find out is that once you in it, like, these people that they try to put these pressures on you or lay down these rules, they don't even follow
them. Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, you submerged in the shit. You go through all the shit that you go through in that life, and you catch a case.
I catch a case.
All right, so you catch a case. How old are you?
19.
You catch a case at 19? 19
years old.
You mind sharing what you catch a case for?
It was it was some shit.
We don't gotta go into details.
No. It was basically a robbery, and they take us. We get caught. Niggas get caught up on some random shit. You know what I'm saying? All right, but my first offense, I've never been to juvenile hall, camp, or YA, and never been none of that shit. So the judge gave me 7 years. I got 7 years for that shit. You know, and when I got to prison, reception center, unbeknownst to me, because I thought it was 81%, it was a halftime. So meaning when I get to prison, I get a job, I can get out, I get half that time off. I was one of the last people to probably get that shit. You know, it was on that slavery era, that prison era. So anyways, yeah. So this is 2001, some shit like that. 2000, by this time. When it was about 2000, by the time I'm in reception. And so now my release date, once I get to prison, when I found out I had halftime, it's gonna be like 2002. You feel me? Like right before Christmas. So like around November sometime, 2002. So go in at like end of 99, 2000, and I'm gonna end up getting out with the halftime at the end of 2002. But like a year and a half into that bid, they called me back out to court for a murder case that happened in the neighborhood prior to me coming to jail for whatever this little robbery shit.
And this was how many years like before this shit, the robbery shit?
Probably like 2 or 3 maybe.
Okay.
Of course, yeah, like 2 or 3 years. Like 98, 99, somewhere. No, 98, like 97, 98.
So while you in there, you think you about to get out?
Yeah, and they called me out. But no, while I'm fighting the other case, it was crazy because the homicide detectives is coming to like question me like about some shit. Like, oh, the fuck you know what I'm saying? But the mere fact that they questioning me, I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but they really did. I'm not, I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? You talking about a murder case? I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Like, I don't know what the fuck is you talking about. You know? And so now I call my dad while I'm in there. Like, cause my dad is still alive at the time. I say, Pops, these motherfucking police came up here, cause he aware of the fact that I'm in prison, I'm in jail fighting this case because he didn't give me an attorney because you in there for robbery. You tried to rob somebody, motherfucker. You can come out here and clean the backyard and make $100. You know what I'm saying? No, you gotta come on. I can't. Nah. But then now I'm now he understand. He see what's going on with that. But now I'm calling him and telling him now the homicide detective's going to ask me about some fucking shit that, you know what I'm saying? And he like, look, I'm going to tell you something. The motherfuckers ain't got nothing on you. You ain't did no motherfucking murder. Because if you did a murder, they wouldn't be there talking to you. They'd take you straight to booking front. You already in jail. You know what I'm saying? No, they, yeah, you know. So when he said that, that's what let me know, okay, this is some bullshit.
Right.
You know, so that's when I was first in there fighting that robbery case. You know what I'm saying? So back to fast forward while I'm in prison, they came, and when they came back while I was in prison and questioned me again, like a year later about this shit, and they were like, because now they probably got motherfuckers telling and shit. Probably they did, and they refiled on me while I was in prison, and so they sent me back out to the county jail. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know what I'm saying? That was like 2002.
You had to fight a murder case?
Yeah, 2002, yeah. And I fought that shit for like 16 months in the LA County Jail. Yeah. Well, Los Angeles County Jail, 2002, on a 2004. It was, niggas was, dying right there, getting killed. Niggas was rolling it up.
In county jail?
What the fuck? I mean, to this day, it's still fucked up. But back then, though, you gotta think it was like it was some other type shit. It was some other type shit.
I remember you telling me, you said you had how many fights
in that 16 months? Like 32. I got down 30, and I based off the write ups, 32 fights. And I believe it's kind of true because like I show you all my knuckles and all my shit is fucked up, and I used to have to pop like ibuprofen, bro, like every day, nigga.
Because your hands are just in pain?
It'd be like hurting, like for like fighting. You know what I'm saying? I used to pop ibuprofen a lot. Like anybody that know me know I'm not lying. Like they really know. And I don't really brag about it, I don't talk about it because that shit is scary as fuck. And
what's scary, the ibuprofens or just
no, just that lifestyle, bro. Being in that kind of environment. Think about this, bro. You're in jail, nigga. You're in the deepest, darkest bowels of the beast of this motherfucking country. You're in real slavery. If you have any understanding of history and you know what went on those slave boats, on the slave ships, the motherfuckers was being brought from wherever they were from, Timbuktu to here, all the kind of crazy shit that was going on. Well, that's the kind of same crazy shit that goes on in these jails and shit. Perverted shit, weird shit, niggas getting beat up, niggas getting taken advantage of. All just so these motherfuckers is thinking that girls, not knocking nobody, but I'm just saying all this type of shit goes on in that type of world.
And it's in county. Are you talking about prison right now?
I mean, just prison, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the county jail, I'm just saying, you just got it's really, they got it there to separate. It's more separated. Excuse me. But I'm just saying, period. It's treacherous.
So,
and you've been exposed to a lot of different weird shit it's not normal. That's all I'm saying. It's not normal. That shit don't be normal. You've been exposed to, subjected to that shit.
Yeah.
And then gotta figure out a way not to get devoured by that shit and not to be consumed by it and become a part of it. That's the cold part about it. And a lot of people don't make it. They succumb to that shit because it's the pressure is so immense to a lot of people. Man, they just succumb, and that's what happens to gangs and shit. People just succumb to that shit. It's the pressure, and it's the same way. Even if it's not a gang, LA is gangs, but in the Bay, niggas still got their blocks. Niggas still got shit.
It's gangs. It's just no Bloods and Crips.
Yeah, but it's still niggas still succumb to the man. It's niggas in Fillmore all around, Oakland, West Oakland. Motherfucker, bro, that shit is hectic. It's crazy. It's wicked. You know what I'm saying? But look, it's on the block. It's in that environment. It's on the plantation. It's where all this shit just, you know what I'm saying? It's there. It all start there. It all really start
on the What's the shit you say about Harriet Tubman and the plantation?
Oh man, this nigga crazy. But no, Harriet Tubman. What I'm saying is like when we all are aware of that story or that particular time in history, right? Or that event, they tell us that Harriet Tubman, or we read that she didn't want to be a slave no more. And she said that she knows she deserved freedom because she would read books and she figured out that she was somebody. So she figured out a way to escape. And she escaped, right? And the only way she came back to the plantation, right, was to help somebody else escape.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that how we are so put to sleep now in this day and age of society that we do the exact opposite of what Harriet Tubman do. So the hood is the plantation. The first thing that we want to do when we get some money, I don't know, but I know why. But the first thing that we have been led to believe we need to do is build something in the hood. Put the pop-up shop in the hood, the hamburger spot or whatever, right? And then you got to be there at the grand opening. You do all this shit for the hood, right? But the whole object was to escape the hood, Harriet Tubman, right? We were supposed to get away, but then we come back. Think about if Harriet Tubman had the same mentality, y'all, like back then. Think about if she escaped the plantation. Boom, she got hit in the head with the iron, all this shit they told us and all this shit she did. Boom. And then she said, all right, I'm going to go back and get C5. But before I do that, I'm going to go back, I'm going to build me up a motherfucking store, a pop-up shop on the plantation. My business, my nigga, this is my thing. I'm going to build that up on the plantation. This the very shit you're supposed to escape the hood, whatever it is.
We think we got to go back and
right.
post up.
Look, no. Look, think about if she would have did this.
I stayed down.
Look, think about if Harriet Tubman would have had that mentality. Look, I went back to get C5 back, but instead I built something up right there. And then I hung out there. The slave master, like, oh my God, you know what the fuck they gonna do to you?
Right.
You know what the establishment gonna do to you? You know what the people, the object of the game, what I'm saying is that Harriet Tubman showed us is to get away. And if you do go back to the hood or you do back up back to your community, it's to pull other people away. You don't go back and build there and try to post up there. Nigga, you don't think they're going to devour you. You know what they're going to do to you? Versace don't be at, if you go to any Versace store, Donatella Versace not going to be right there. You go to Tommy Hilfiger store, Tommy Hilfiger not going to be right there. You go to any of these stores, all these popular people that they named after, you go to their establishment, they're not going to be there. Why are we the only people that you got to be there? You got to be in the community. You got to, nigga, what the fuck you think the other motherfucking people that ain't as fortunate as me gonna start thinking when this the same shit Pac was talking about. Like, nigga, they go look through the peephole and they go see you throwing up salami and having parties and eating and you ain't throwing us none. They gonna figure out a way. First they gonna knock and ask and then you gonna be like, oh, no. And then they gonna be like, hey, man, we back. And then they fucking, now we trying to peep through the people and break the lock is what he said and get in. And it's the same shit. So nigga gotta, come on, nigga gotta wake up. She showed us the way. She showed us the way. She told us the way. If they ain't told us nothing else, she showed us that you're supposed to get on, and then if you do come back, pull your peoples out of the motherfucking plantation. You don't go back there instead. If she had that mentality.
The hood is the plantation, man.
Hello, duh. Duh.
I mean, like, you know what I'm saying?
Think about it.
It's still meaningful. That's where you started, but are we supposed to finish where we started?
No, of course not. Of course not. Especially when you know that it's not
good for you.
It's not good. It's not healthy.
And when you think about it, when I think about it, it's like, what was I going? I'm in college and shit, feeling like I gotta go back to the hood and show niggas, oh, I ain't changed up. I'm like, what was I really? What? Man. It didn't even make no sense.
But no, if still we all, bro, go through that.
Like
Want to
that
be
acceptance.
That acceptance.
It all comes
we want to be accepted. And you know what that come from? Know what that come from, too? An inadequate upbringing in the house between the mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? So to have somebody from a young age teach us who we are. Like, nigga, like, no, we had a dad, like, really, like, just not knocking our folks. Right, because due to circumstances,
they did the best they could.
Right. And they didn't have, this is not just no accidental shit. this ain't no accidental shit though. That the homes were broken up and the man was emasculated, and especially the black man, the man of color was emasculated and painted out to be nothing. A big lip dummy, gangbanger, rapper, basketball player dummy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's like that you grow up thinking like it's a certain way because of, and it ain't really like that. But it starts right there. It starts right there with them breaking up the whole household and the motherfucker growing up confused, and then you going out to the world trying to like find this acceptance because you know something is not right. You know that okay, mom's just doing the best she can, but this ain't all the way yet. Like, oh no. Oh, look at my man right there. Like, damn, that nigga doing this. Oh, okay, that's what a man's supposed to be. Like, that's how a man's supposed to be. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, because my mom them, and they look up to him. They like, he buying presents and doing this shit. So that's how I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. And then next thing you know, you thinking that's the way. And that really ain't even your way. You got your own way. Everybody got their own way. You know what I'm saying? Though? And when you brought up in an adequate upbringing, in an adequate household, then you're being monitored by your mom and your dad, and they're seeing what you're good at, and they understand your strengths and all this, and they putting you in classes in school like little Johnny is playing the organ already. You know, Bobby is already leading the. He's playing the violin. Susan is playing the violin. She's 6 years old. Matthew he's the lead tumbler in his gymnastics team. They see this and then put them in that, and the next thing you know, they go on to be the next whoever, because they were put. They was raised up properly. They was brought up properly. They didn't have to be exposed to an environment where every decision they made was based on survival.
Survival, and that brings me to I'm living wild. That's the only way I know how to survive. So like,
wild. That's
I got pulled that. What song was that again?
That's the song called "Living Wild."
Living Wild, yeah. So
yeah.
So I'm living wild. That's the only way I know how to survive. So it's like you feel like you ain't really have no choice.
No, yeah. Because look, people say I'm living foul, but that's the only way I know how to survive on these wicked streets. And people say I'm living wild, but that's the only way we know how to survive. Yeah, straight up. Because automatically, anybody that's a law-abiding citizen, that's paying taxes, that's doing like no crime, they're gonna automatically consider that living wild. But that's not even living wild though. You just doing everything you gotta do just to survive in these wicked streets. Remember, everything is based on survival. I don't want to be out here snatching your purse. In fact, I'm not the one snatching your purse. It might be somebody I hang out with doing it, but I'm still out here, I'm selling crack. I don't know how to do that, but that's the only way. If I want to hang out in this environment and maintain this environment, this is what I gotta do. I gotta figure out something. I gotta back to what I'm seeing in peer pressure. If I'm not snatching purses, I'm not shooting nobody, I might be selling drugs. I might be spray painting on the wall. I might got the weed sack. I mean, different strokes for different folks.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But you still gotta figure this the only way you know how to survive. When you ain't got a job, you ain't going to vocation. You ain't doing that shit. This the only way you know how to survive. So if you go to any neighborhood right now in America or any party where, what's gonna be going on? It's gonna be some type of living wild. Motherfucker be selling drugs. Motherfucker gonna be busting guns. Nigga gonna be selling guns. Nigga gonna be pimping hoes. Nigga gonna be anybody that's working and paying taxes, they gonna consider that's wild. So that's where I was coming from with that.
Gotcha. So all right, so you on trial for this murder. Let's get back to that. You on trial for this murder.
And I didn't even go to trial for the murder. I ended up taking the deal after 16 months of fighting it because I had by the grace of God, bless my father's soul. Remember, for the robbery, he didn't give me no motherfucking attorney. But for the murder, when the murder kicked in, he's like, damn, they trying to really bang my son. And he hired me some defense. And through a course of just, them hiring private investigators and picking the case apart, shooting holes through the district attorney's case, they were able to show the district attorney that you will not be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he's guilty of this because they just had the case on like too many different people before it was on me. And this is what happens to most people in the ghetto, in the neighborhoods. They just don't have the proper representation. So in my situation, before they put this case on me, they had it on 2 other people. Then they were sure, they were confident that these other 2 people, this person first and then this person, now I'm the 3rd motherfucker. But see, because I got a private attorney, I got access and I'm privy to this type of information. When you don't have this type of access to representation, they could do what the fuck they want. Like, you know, with Ply said, you give me him, we give me him, and I'll swap him out. And, you know, they do that shit. They make a deal. You give us him, and you take him, and we make a deal for him. That's what they do to niggas all day long because now you like a piece of property. You a slave now.
So you took the deal.
So they shot the hole through the case and they end up coming with 15 years. Ran concurrent, meaning that whatever time I was already doing, they're gonna add that time on too. And like kind of give you credit for that. So give me 15 years. So I already have been in there a year and a half before they called me out there. And I was in there for 16 months. So that's almost like 3 years. And okay, so you gotta give us, end up doing I took that deal in 2003, and I ended up getting out in 2015.
So you did?
November 2015, right before thing. Yeah, I did every bit of 15 years and 10 months, 12 months.
So maybe about 16 years.
16 years.
So
and we ain't counting jail time, none of that shit.
Yeah, so 16 years,
For
man.
sure.
I can't even imagine what you went through in there. How do you heal from that? Like, do you feel like you've healed from the things that you experienced
you know what, though?
in jail? And
I seen something online. It was Mike Tyson. He was talking like somebody was talking. He's like he did 3 years in prison. He said that's the most peaceful time in his life, right? Well, I kind of felt him on that, but not so much to say it was peaceful for me. However, because 16 years straight, nonstop, it wasn't always like that. However, once about 8, 9 years into that, I began to realize because I've been reading books, I've been working out, I've been my system is clean. You know, it ain't got alcohol and they be drinking all day, every day. And, you know, because the shit is there. You know what I'm saying? All the shit that's on the streets is in there, except, you know, cars and motherfucking, you know, clubs and shit. Everything else is in there. You know what I'm saying? You name it, it's there, baby. Yeah, so it's all in that motherfucker. And niggas be hanging out. Like, if you see some of these pictures online, nigga, it be multiple niggas in one cell. Like, I was on I was maximum security level 4, so I wasn't in the dorm. Like, you see all these niggas in the dorm on a video online. No, I was just like 2-man cell. But that's like, you have dudes that would sneak in the other cells and they all be hanging out in there. So it's like clubbing in that motherfucker too. However, your question was, I was saying like, so after so long, I began to realize through reading books and training my mind and working out, meditating and shit, that you know what? I'm really in a great position. Because Malcolm X, I read his biography, he said next to going to a university or a college, that prison was the best place for a person to find his or herself because of the solitude. You know what I'm saying? He said the government pays people, they have people that they pay to sit in think tanks to, you know, to dictate the way of the world. And you know, you could turn your actual prison cell into a think tank.
So you healed by way of what, like
reading books, or meditating, working out, and eating differently. I actually, even under those, I was fortunate enough to be able to say, you know what, I don't want to go to the shower hall and eat the food that they're providing. So I would have my folks send me like chicken and tuna. You know, at the time, like I thought that was really healthy for me and in that particular environment. So chicken, tuna, I didn't eat none of the red meat and none of that shit. I would just eat the chicken and tuna, turkey, and seafood. That's what I would. My own shit for breakfast. I had like 50 boxes. Anybody know me know this shit. 50, 100 boxes of Quaker oatmeal, like the 6-pack, 12-pack, the variety packs. I would just eat that with peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? I would get fruit. I had homies that worked out. work in the like main kitchen. Cause I was in it for a long time. So you get familiar with people no matter where you go, especially when you already looking for certain shit. Like me, my mind is like I think a lot different. I'm an individual. I'm unique. So I don't think like nobody else. I connected with my homies that was doing that. I would get fresh bell peppers and onions and cook. And then I had other homies that know was real creative, could take soda cans and turn them motherfuckers into like pans and light a milk carton on your kitchen on your toilet seat because it's stainless steel, and so they go and hold the plate over that and put the food over there and fry it. So I want my homies fry. I would move homies to the cell that doing a cook, do it, and I pay them and I package them. That's how I survived. And so all that helped me. You transform or metamorphosize into a butterfly. I was able to find myself.
And what was what was the switch where you was like, all right, I need to start working on myself? Because you said you was in there some time before you start getting
I started reading books like but you said when was the switch?
Yeah, like what made you like turn it around? Like, I need to be in here trying to find self.
You know what? So I'm reading books, right? Now I read a lot of Black literature and shit. Now I read a lot of books. I used to watch Jeopardy and shit a lot. I'm a big fan of Jeopardy still to this day. So, they always on there, they always talk about like, they got like categories about like American classics and shit. John Steinbeck, Of Mice and Men, Tortilla Flats. They got Harriet Beecher Stowe, Uncle Tom's Cabin. I'm talking about, you always hear these particular categories on Jeopardy. And they swear by Jeopardy like the smartest people in the world on Jeopardy. So I would just listen to the shit they be saying on here. And I go get them. I was fortunate enough to know people that have access to the library that everybody else didn't have to give me certain books. And they would give me these books. So I'm like, wait a minute. I'm willing shit. Like I'm willing shit into existence. I'm watching this shit on TV. Like, look, all my homies that move and sell me, like how people perceive me, like on the other, they think I'm like some kind of like, because I have fights and shit. But I'm having fights not because I think I'm some tough nigga. Like I'm a little nigga. It's because people see that I'm different and I'm unique and I have a certain aura about myself and I'm not trying to fit in with they clique. And so that makes a motherfucker feel a little unsavory, if you will.
Uneasy.
So uneasy and unsavory. It's like, hold on, who the fuck you think you're? Why you ain't falling in line? You know what I'm saying? What make you, and this, we've been trained, once again, this is psychosis. We've been put up under and we've been trained to think like this, you know what I'm saying? No, because this is the shit we supposed to salute uniqueness and individuality, all these different things. You know what I'm saying? You're C5, bro. If you was like fucking somebody else, like, that you wouldn't be special. If you were exactly like somebody else, you wouldn't be special. You can remind the motherfucker of somebody else, like, that's okay, that's one thing, but you can't be exactly like that. That's not, no, now who the fuck are you, nigga? You that means you're cheating off. That's equivalent. You know what that's equivalent to? Cheating off some nigga test in school, nigga. That ain't you. That ain't your grade, nigga. So nigga, it's like, don't go home and tell your mama, nigga, like, I passed and all this shit. And nigga, you didn't pass, nigga. That was somebody else shit, nigga. Straight up. And know what? In life, we cheat ourselves a lot in life. And because I used to do that, I used to sneak and cheat on niggas' tests and all this shit. And it's not because I'm no dummy. Not because I'm no dummy. A nigga was just lazy. And I knew that shit didn't mean nothing to a nigga. Right. I swear to God, it really didn't mean, that shit really didn't mean nothing to us, because everything that meant something to us, we gravitated toward that shit and we soaked it up, bro. And it's still to this day. So being in there and going through all of those things, it allowed my mind to open up and say, you know what? Wait a minute. Hey, I'm saying, like, I'm somebody. Like, nigga, I'm somebody. And the mere fact that I'm watching Jeopardy and I'm thinking, and because know what I told myself? T5, I said, know what I'm going to do? I ain't in prison. After I read Malcolm X, nigga, I'm in college. So I started treating it as I said, everything I neglected when I was in school, I'm going to learn the difference between a colon and a semicolon. I'm going to learn what a period do, with a comma do, with an exclamation. I'm gonna learn all these things. I'm gonna learn the difference between the verb and the adverb. I'm gonna learn the difference between the noun and the pronoun. I'm gonna learn how many sentences comprise of a paragraph. All these things that I took advantage of as a youth because I thought that didn't mean nothing. I'm gonna do it now because I see that shit probably it really do mean something that is actually adding substance to myself. I don't have no cars or none of this shit like that in here that could speak for me when I'm writing to girls or nothing like that to, gain some type of companionship or, pen pal. So I gotta use my mind. I gotta develop, I gotta have some substance within myself. And thanks to all the OGs that told me that, because other than that, I would have just thought that I was a fucking gangbanger or some type of motherfucker that was just supposed to be going through these hard times. And no, with somebody different. And once I was able to receive that message and understand it, I'm somebody, then I start willing shit into existence. That's what let me know that, hold on, nah, you gotta really reevaluate your whole self, your whole board. Is that who you are? Is that who your grandma raised you to be? Is that who you was when you was 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old? What made you want to start doing this shit? Who you see that makes you think that? Like,
So it's like you seen some, it's not even you.
Yeah, but because I had time to sit back to myself. And so being in there, once again, reading all these books, I ran across an ancient Ethiopian proverb that said, one cannot see his or her own self while the water or the river is running, while the bath water is running. It's only once the river calms and stills and the bath water is cut off and it stops that he or she could peer down into the water and see his or her own reflection. Only once it stills. So we are that water. And they always been telling us that we've been led to believe that you gotta stay in motion. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. Nigga, if you do that, you that water, you can't even see who you are, your reflection. So by me being still, so back to what Mike Tyson said, bring that full circle. I felt him on that because prison saved my life. It changed me. And it's like a badge of honor. It's like I did 16 years of college. I think it take like 8 years to get like fucking law degree or doctor's degree. Like a big 16 through that 2 times, nigga. So, and I really studied and I really soaked it in. And when I tell you will shit into existence, I really start willing to shit into existence.
Like, you made the best of that shit.
No, for sure. And that's what changed the motherfucker right there. That's what did it. And I just transferred that to out here. You know what I'm saying? And at times I slip up and fuck up and like, damn. But I realized, oh, no what? Nigga, you done fell into the conformity out, nigga. Wait. The universe will slap a nigga up, wake a nigga up, like, oh shit, let me get back on my path.
Yeah, so I got a question for you.
Up,
so you had told me that you got caught up because some niggas had snitched on you, right?
Yeah.
How'd you feel? Or how you feel about them, like them folks that told on you now and got you? They technically the reason why you had to do 16 years. Like how you feel about them? Like have you healed from? Have you forgave them, or you know what I'm saying? How you go about that?
Well, yeah, I'm glad that's a beautiful question. That's a beautiful question. I love that. I'm gonna let that just
take your time.
I want to just take a deep breath and take that in because that's a very beautiful question, and I think it should have been asked. How I feel about those individuals. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. They cut the cameras off. Nah, not for real. I'm just fucking with y'all. Right? Nah. Honestly, I wouldn't hang out with those people. I wouldn't like go to no parties, do events with them. But I just look at them as like lessons. Honestly, like that was supposed to happen. I've actually seen some of look. It's not, it's all mental. You know what I'm saying? It's really all mental. Like God is amazing. I survived the plot, the foil, nigga. So Nah, I ain't nothing. I addressed that shit. You know what I'm saying? However I addressed it, you know, once I touched down. But aside from that, that's behind me. That's some plantation type shit. We've moved away. My whole objective now is to, if I ever go back that way, is to pull somebody else back. You know what I'm saying? And I thank them for this lesson. See, it's crazy, right? It's crazy that motherfuckers say that. They're like, I thank the motherfuckers. I thank them for this, but it taught me something. It taught me that, you got to value your parents. You got to value your elders. You got to value their wisdom. You got to value when they telling you like how it's gonna end up and how it's gonna go. You gotta, man, you gonna end up dead or in jail. You gotta value that shit. Like you don't take that shit for granted. So it made me really appreciate my family more, my elders more, and also it made me appreciate who I am more. So I'm not mad at them. Thanks to them, nigga, I got 6 projects out. I got a plethora of songs. I got a plethora of experiences. I got a lot of things to share with other people based on my encounters and interactions with those individuals. You know what I'm saying? I don't, whatever they doing right now, they doing it. Like I don't look them up. I don't follow them. I don't do none of that shit. It's none of my business. I learned what I was supposed to learn by dealing with those people. Whatever motherfuckers had in mind at the time, it didn't work. I didn't snitch. Did the whole bid like a warrior. So there that is right there. You gotta live with that. Just live with that. And know that I'm handling it better than what you are handling it. However, I'm handling it better than how they handled it initially. They've grown now, like I've grown. They probably regret doing whatever they did to me. Like they probably regret. Anybody, I guarantee you, bro, everybody that grew up with me, I don't talk to them, but they I'm quite sure they follow me. They look at me. They know I'm out here, bro. God, I'm shining. And I'm a star, fool. I'm God's child, and I'm woke. I'm aware. I'm conscious. I shine from the inside out, without no watch or no ring. I know they see me, and I know they know everything I went through. They follow me. They watch my case from the beginning to the end. So my whole thing is, I won, and I forgive them. I forgive them. I can honestly say that. I forgive them because if I didn't forgive them, they know me. If I was tripping, they were like, damn, I know. Like, this motherfucker on the streets. Oh my God. But the fact that I've been out here all this time, and then I got out of prison. All this shit that I know these niggas heard about, I was doing all the crazy shit, right? But it wasn't crazy. I was just surviving, y'all. I was just surviving. It was all out survival. And that was all God. I don't take credit for none of it. So that's their punishment. I don't gotta do nothing to them. I don't have to do nothing to them. I don't want to hang out with them neither, though. If my mama did me too fucking wrong and did me too bad, I don't want to hang out with her neither. Like I'll be just saying though. I'm not. If my dad, my brother, like it don't. However, I still got to have room in my heart. Right? What I said the other night, we was talking about room for error.
Room for error.
So if I gotta give myself room for error,
you gotta give other people
room for error. They probably ain't even gave themselves room for error, but I'm giving it to you for you, nigga. This right here is relax. Look, the mere fact that I've been out here all this time and they know, I know initially they probably was like, damn, this nigga gonna be in my bushes, this kind of shit. Cause we grew up in that type of environment. Right. And the nigga really went to jail for that type of shit. Like, this ain't no motherfucking joke. Like, and I'm never saying that I was no nigga. No, I did a lot of that shit out of fear, out of protection. I never did nothing to somebody first that didn't do nothing to me or my family. Like, anybody that know me know that. Like, I've never been that kind of motherfucker.
So how do you move? How do you move in the world? You know what I'm saying? Like knowing that soul that you got convicted for, like he had a family and things like that. And I don't know how they feel. I don't know how, you know what I'm saying? But how do you move in the world after like that?
Well, first of all, another great question. That the same way I know how I move righteously. For one, like Harriet Tubman said, I don't go back to the place where I came from. I tried it and I went to jail again. And God, that was another slap up, nigga. I told you. So for one, I don't do that. And for two, I just move now more consciously. I didn't go out my way to hurt nobody. So it's just more reason to keep me more conscious and aware and meaningful and more thoughtful of others and more, considerate of others. Because that's what all that shit derived from. Is motherfuckers just being disrespectful, not recognizing other people and respecting people's minds. So I just move now with more understanding and being more expressive and more compassionate. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I didn't go out my way. I didn't wake up out of my bed and say, you know what, today I want to kill somebody. I never woke up on my bed and say, today I want to go take an old lady purse or I want to go set a fire. Nah. And most guys that I know aren't like that neither. So a lot of things they do, probably either put into a position or some dude are just itching to kill.
Right. I was listening to your song. It say, I can't sleep. The last nigga I smoke, spirit follows me. You want to explain that line right there?
Can't even sleep at night.
Yeah.
Because my conscience, it bothers me. It's like the last I smoke spirit follows me, asking why I went there. I keep it real and say, part of between me and you, I didn't care. No, between me and you, it's only fair. It's warfare around this motherfucker. It was either my life or your life, so a nigga had to bring the thunder. Can't take it back now, so I got to move forward and pray that I be forgiven when I meet the Lord. Okay. When I wrote that specific song at the time, and that's why I say writing and meditation, this is very therapy. I was 21 years old when I wrote a lot of my music, my projects that I've shared with the world thus far are merely thoughts, extended thoughts that I wrote down along the way, that I cataloged along the way. And I'm sharing them with y'all now. At the time, at that particular moment, that's me really just not, I can't sleep. I'm stepping into the mind of someone who's involved in something or a part of something that he know ain't right. So I can't even sleep at night. You know why? It's not my conscience. Guess who my conscience was? My grandma, my uncles. Why you doing that shit? You fucking around them niggas, man. You know, you're gonna end up dead. And so now, what I'm doing is I'm just bringing all these different emotions and thoughts to the forefront and letting the listener know that can't even sleep at night because my conscience, it bothers me. It's like the last day gospel. The spirit follows me. You rationalizing now why you've done these things. You see what I'm saying though? That's what I was doing. I was showing people, what do you say? I'm speaking on living wild throughout the song. So I'm showing you how we're rationalizing and normalizing these acts that really are barbaric.
That are really fucking us up.
Think about what I'm saying in this song. Listen to, if you really go back and listen to it, it's a video for it. And God bless the DJ official, 10 Summers, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Who shot it? I mean, who made the beat? And Charlie Black, who shot the video. You know what I'm saying? So, if you go back, really what I'm doing, I'm painting a picture to the listener that this is what the typical young black male, or not even black male, minority or person, any person that's living under the power, this is what they're going through. They're experiencing this on some type of level. And it's very relatable. And I know because I have a relative of mine who's an A&R, like his family, And he's much younger than me. He's 25 years old, and he picked that song. He selected that song, and he chose that song to be like representative of like, bro, this is right here is you connecting with us, big folks. Like you connecting with this right here. Like this was really going on. This is how we all feel. And mama hate the way I turn. Look at this line. And mama hate the way I turned out because I blow big weed, get drunk, and act burnt out. Mean mug and never smile at the grin and they say I'm wild. But hey, that's just the and the niggas can relate to that shit because I go a lot of people, you know, we get into it with our moms because our moms is the ones who raised us. And at some point in time, in its natural essence and its natural occurrence, we butt heads with them because at some point, like you can't whip us no more. We know we stronger than you. Like you're not gonna be. I'm not gonna go for that. And now, so it's this like it's this boom. And so she's hurt emotionally that her baby that she had in her womb for in her stomach for 9 months. Came out, she did everything for you. You're so precious to her. You did all, she changed your diaper, all these things. She loved you so much, shows you off to all her friends. Now you get up and you grown up and you tell her you don't agree with what she's talking about. So that's what that line come from with that. Because the niggas can relate to that because that's how it go.
Hey, bro, like why do you think like the youth or, you know what I'm saying, just like our neighborhood and the hood, why do you think they glorify murder? Like if you got a body, you're looked up to. You're like God. Because you kill somebody.
That's
why do you think that's the case?
It's psychological conditioning. You know what I'm saying? No, it ain't even niggas' faults. You know what I'm saying? You know, to a certain point it is, but it ain't even niggas' faults. Like niggas don't even know what kind of trick bag they've been put into since birth. That they mamas was put into. And like motherfuckers that had such a disdain for self-worth or for a lack of sense of self. So that's where it comes from, bro. You know, motherfuckers not loving themselves and really they don't even know who they are.
So they don't know who they are, but like where does that come into play where it's like killing somebody is the answer?
No, because guess what? If you don't give a fuck about yourself, think about this, bro. Think about this. If I don't love me, I don't like my situation. I'm bomb fucking up, fight fucking hard. I fight, who knows? I had it bad. You know, but who knows? I hate my situation. Friends got this shit on. Don't give a fuck about me. So it's easy for me to find a reason not to give a fuck about you. But if I had, once again, an adequate upbringing in childhood, and I value my self, that's what Johnny's when I say pianist, little Susie, play the violin. If I could value myself already, then I could value C5. He's podcast. Or C5, he's vegan guy, or whoever, Johnny, whatever, however you want to put it. This guy is he's Wiener Schnitzel. I can value everybody because I value me. So I see the value in Wiener Schnitzel. I see the value in the farmer's market. I see the value in this nigga, this issue, right? Start with a sense of self. But if somebody could rock me to sleep and make me believe that I'm nobody and I hate to the point where I hate myself, it's easy for me to shoot you, nigga. It's easy for me to disrespect you or lie to you, bro. It's easy for me to break your heart because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I don't care about nothing. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm going through, so you should go through it too, motherfucker. So what they say, hurt people hurt people.
And
so that's where that comes from. It's self-hatred, bro. That's what make a motherfucker go out. It's self-hatred. Because you know what? Like, even though, but now check this out. It's either that or self-defense.
So like how does it and how does it make you feel when you see like a a youth, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you could feel it, like
Yeah.
they look up to you because of what your jacket say, you know what I'm saying? What your records say, and they, you know what I'm saying? They
You know what
glorify
though?
it. Like, how does that make you feel?
It make me feel great. You know why? Because now I get the ability to do something with them, share something with them that wasn't shared with me. It's like, you hear that? You hear how I rap that shit? That shit hard. Don't lie, barred up, my nigga. I swerved on that shit. Yeah, nigga. But it ain't about that. You know them niggas snitched on me, fool. But I look. No. Oh, nigga, fuck them niggas. No. You gonna come on me to the studio, right? You know, that's what we gonna do. I'm just letting you know. So you better not go shooting no shit around them motherfuckers that don't know shit like that. Nigga, that's a trap, fool. I ain't knocking them, nigga. I'm telling you, nigga, don't do that shit. So that's my gift. Going through all that shit, it made me feel good. So it's like they get lured in and think they feel the joy the fucking the cult. Like, I'm around that nigga. Like, nigga come over here, nigga talk about Malcolm X, and nigga talk about plot, nigga. Then we meditate, nigga, we on some other. But guess what though? In such a cool way to where now my other motherfuckers get mad at them. Like, oh, you hanging out with that nigga, you think you that nigga. They try to convince them that they shouldn't fuck with me. But we know what though? If you let a motherfucker trick you out your position, I have to learn since I've been out. Because what happens is, I end up fucking with some niggas. You know, niggas, I'll help them, you know, whatever. And then some other motherfuckers like, damn, you don't even fuck with me. Some niggas that probably know me. It's my age or older. You don't even fuck with me. Like, try to get in the ear. Like, oh, you don't fuck with that nigga. That nigga, you know what I'm saying? That nigga killed his own homie and all this shit. You know, shit like that. Like, don't tell them the circumstances. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like trying to poison that nigga vibe. So, if they weak, they falter to that. And it's like, damn, oh, nigga. Like Harriet Tubman came back to get you, nigga. You missed your ride, nigga. And you stuck on the plantation. And guess what? They see me. I'm on the podcast, nigga. For C5. Oh, they see me. Oh, they know. Oh, they know. Like, they see me, nigga. Like, I'm right here. And they right, and they still right there, my nigga. But I was like, damn, man, that nigga, he told me that was Harriet. He came back, she came back, and I fucked up. That's it. And they know, you know, so yeah, bro. It make me feel good. That shit make me feel good, man. That's what it's there for. That's look, we supposed to be sharing our experiences with one another, C5. Because our experiences could probably prevent somebody else from making the same decisions that I'm not gonna even call it a mistake. It's a decisions. It's all decisions. Because all of it is learning blocks if it don't kill you. It's just a learning block. If it don't kill you, my nigga, or if it ain't crack and it don't steal your mind and you don't lose your mind.
All right. So sorry. So flip the coin. What about the folks who see you and be like, oh, what? He did that? Or he went to jail for that? Oh, like.
And I simply say to them, like, okay, what would you do if you were 17, 18 years old and you're a great kid, you got morals and you display decorum everywhere you go, and you out here in the street life because you think that this is cool because you watch Colors, like I said, you're influenced by this lifestyle, you think that this is the way to go, and you get out here and then somebody actually really threatens your life, and you and you like, whoa.
What if they still like? What if they like? They can't even understand.
Okay, well, well, guess what? Only thing I can say to them is that no one's perfect, and in the Bible, what does it say? Before you remove the speck in your brother's eye, remove the log in your own. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has something that I'm quite sure that they've done that they're not too proud of. I'm talking about that's what we all have in common is suffrage. So I'm quite sure to those people, I say that if you can't empathize and understand where I'm coming from and look at my situation and what I've been through, then more power to you, peace. You're entitled to your own opinion, but just know that you are someone too who is not perfect and who is despised by someone else too. Maybe your own family, your own son or your own daughter. So before you try to criticize someone else's situation, think about your situation and really think about it 2 times and then think about it 3 times, even slower than that. And then you gonna have respect for the next motherfucker because ain't nobody perfect. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to kill nobody right now. You know what I'm saying though? I will stop somebody from trying to kill somebody else. I didn't want to kill nobody then. Honestly, like that was never me. Like that's why I was even in that situation because I was unique and different, and I didn't want to take that approach. I didn't want to wear the gangster clothes. I didn't want to do that shit. I was my own. I dared to be my own individual in the hood, and I even when I got thrust into prison into the bowels of the belly of the beast, I asked my peers, I asked my elders. I still dared to be myself in there. I defied the rules and the law, but to be myself though. And every nigga, I didn't join no prison gangs. I'm not knocking none of my niggas that join prison gangs in there. The niggas, to each his own. I didn't. And 90% of my hood is. I didn't. And I was in the cell with all the homies that are under the prison gang. So I know the rules. I know the etiquette. I know the code. But I didn't. Because I learned. I already joined the gang once. I fucked up by doing that. Why won't come to jail and join another gang? You're supposed to be there to learn. We're supposed to be here to grow. Not go backwards. Grow, but not go backwards. That is the whole object of the game. So if I started in fucking South Central LA or Los Angeles, California, Beverly Hills, or Fillmore, or fucking Frisco, or Oakland, or so wherever these points, my whole objective is to get away from that, to grow from that. Harriet Tubman. Because ain't none of us Elon Musk, nigga. Ain't none of us got that kind of... So your whole objective is to get away. We ain't no different from her. We weren't born with no silver spoons in our mouth. So your whole objective is to get away from that from which we already came. My daddy came from Shreveport, Louisiana, to Los Angeles. He died in Los Angeles, California. To him, that was like going to Hollywood. He died in Baldwin Hills, California. That was his upgrade. I'm his offspring. I was born here. So this is my Shreveport. Baldwin Hills, LA, Beverly Hills, all this stupid shit, crazy shit that we Cali. This is my Shreveport. My whole objective is to go higher, away from that. Because that was it. You're supposed to build on that and take it off and keep it going. Why do we want to stay submerged in poverty? Why do we want to stay engulfed in mayhem and crime? And I'm not knocking my niggas. I know why we gotta do it, but you ain't got to. It's just a matter of shifting the nigga mind. But because the nigga don't know who they are, we don't know who we are. We don't know that you might be a plumber, my nigga, and I'm an engineer. And all this, and then we go off and get jobs, and we go and sharpen our and start our own businesses and do all this. We don't got nobody telling us that at a young age. So we just go out here, going out into the world looking for acceptance, and we follow the first motherfucker we think got it better than us, that got it figured out. In all actuality, that motherfucker don't even got it figured out. Because they still in the same situation and they still right here with us. We still on the plantation. If I'm making any sense, you know what I'm saying?
How many of your homies that you was in the streets with held you down while you was in prison?
Man, I can count them on one hand. On my first, I didn't sing you. I didn't sing you the first project, but Free the Real, I got a song called Trapped In. It's a video for it. I think we watched it though. Trapped In when I was in the jail cell. And I was like, I'm blasting a line to my folks with some canteens. I'm in prison. So a line is like when you take a string and you throw it down the tier. It's like got like an anchor tied to the back of it or to the front of it. You throw it down the tier and the nigga grab it and they tie something onto it and then you pull it back and call it a line. So I'm like, C5, send me some soup, send me some chips. I ain't got nothing. Suit your line. So I throw the line down the tier. And you'll pull the motherfucking line in and you'll tie some soup, some chips and shit to an apple in. So I say I'm blasting lines to my folks with some canteen. That's how the niggas I killed for and sent the damn thing. So I'm all alone on my own in this Mac pen, having dreams of being home, but wake up trapped in. And that was that was some real shit. I'm speaking from experience right there. Like when you go there, and this is when you realize that you signed up for some cold shit. When you sign up to anything, it ain't gotta be crippled blood. You sign up to anything to where you relying on the pack, the gang. Oh my God. You signed up for disappointment. You signed up for disappointment.
What if I came to see you?
If you came to see me, that speaks volumes. But it also, if you coming from a good place, yeah. But what if you did something wrong? Look, how about this? How about this? What if you told on me? Or you took somebody to the police station and told me to get me in prison. But now you realize I don't have life and I'm finna get out. And you say, well, shit, let me go see T-Body. You know, so, but
check your temperature.
I'm just, yeah. Like, so do that make you a good person? Cause you come see me. So I gotta evaluate why. But for everybody who had all good intentions and purposes that did, which was only, if I named some homies that came to see me, honestly, one. And the one motherfucker that did is like, man, it's a cold story. It's like somebody that probably has something to do with me going to jail.
Hey man, it's cold, bro. Cause like nobody wins in this shit. Bro.
I'm glad you said that too. How you win, Harriet Tubman.
No, I'm just saying when you playing this game in the streets,
you
nobody
can't.
wins.
No.
Oh, Tommy killed Joe.
Yeah, that's
Tommy killed Joe. Tommy go to jail. Joe kids don't got no father, so now Joe kids gravitate to the streets. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just nobody wins, bro.
No, it's all. So only thing you could do now is take as a people. What we could do is take our experiences, right, and share them. First of all, learn from our experiences. Heal. People don't. I know people older than me. They ain't healed. They still doing the same shit that they was doing way back then. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't healed. Motherfuckers got to heal, man. They got a lot of stuff. Motherfuckers mad because they ain't figured out why it's so bad for them after all this time. And it's only because it's in your mind. Somebody tricked you and lied to you and told you that you couldn't go far, that we wasn't shit, that we was gangbangers, that we was enemies and all this shit. That shit is not true. That was some magic a motherfucker put on a motherfucker and rock the nigga to sleep. Learn from everything we've been through. Why do you think we go through that shit? Why do you think we go through it?
And we gotta share our story. Like we don't go through all this pain, bro, to keep it to ourselves.
So and it's the only way you fix it. Is because okay, how do you fix it? How do you fix it? It's like, oh, why did you do that? Like how you asked me, and I said, look, man, a nigga scared of his life, a nigga that's older than me, a killer killed some other homies before me. Like, you know what I'm saying? We little kids, and then he thought of my little brother. And third of my grandmother and said, like, you know, nigga, fuck all y'all. I can't tell my granny that she gotta move. She been living right here before I was born. If I go tell my granny she gotta move, she's like, boy, what? You better get your ass up out of here. You know, so I can't tell her that. And if I call the police, I'm a snitch. What the fuck am I supposed to do? And then you got everybody watching. So, you know, you got all this kind of shit going on, and this is what happens to most niggas and people in these environments. It be stupid shit, silly shit, simple shit that happens on the plantation because motherfuckers is reckless, ain't got no guidance. Everybody's looking for a leader. Everybody's looking for a way. Everybody's looking for, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers looking for that happiness they know they're supposed to have. That's why they out searching for it because they're not getting it at home. So once you understand that the shit we learned out here and the shit that we went through was not normal, you understand like, oh, okay, I can see why something else I ran across. An abnormal reaction to an abnormal situation is perfectly normal. an abnormal reaction to an abnormal situation is perfectly normal. Those are abnormal situations. We don't want to get up. We shouldn't want to get up every day looking to kill people or hunt for food, or that's abnormal. Because we both could testify and agree that we got friends that we know they don't have to do that. So why should we have to do that? That's abnormal. Because we got friends that normally eat, normally go to the store, normally got shoes on, normally don't have to worry about, this kind of shit over here, that want to go and jump into that shit. So that should be abnormal, bro. And so when you are confronted with an abnormal situation, you're going to react abnormally. First thing is like, see, if I were you like that, I've been knowing that nigga all my life, man. That nigga, man, T.Y. ain't like that, man. That nigga, good nigga. See, if I gonna come to court for T.Y. and be like, I know that nigga. Man, that nigga was in my house, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about? So obviously, T.Y. was put into an abnormal situation. They got an abnormal reaction. That shit is abnormal, bro, because it ain't normal to hurt your own people. It ain't normal to slight your own people, to trick your own people, to lie to your own people, to deceive your own people. It ain't that's not normal.
Have you well, processing.
Yeah.
And I just got this. I got two more questions. Do you still think about that soul?
Nah.
Nah. You forgive him?
Yeah. At that time, that was what was going on. That's what was going on. That's what was going on. It's war. Listen to the lyrics in the song. It was fucking war. Do you ask the fucking nigga that been in the fucking Navy or the Army, do he think about the motherfuckers he smoked? Or that he had to, along the way, to survive? Do you, I mean...
But
they probably
see in
do.
the movies, though,
But they make you think that.
Yeah.
That's why I said that. And they said, my conscience, it bothers me. No, because if you were defending yourself, you don't feel no type of way.
Like,
No, think about this. If I was a monster, look at me. I'm your friend, bro. I'm talking to you from T.Y. the fucking C5, nigga. I'm not a bad person at all. I'll never want to hurt you. I never want to hurt a hair on your head. Only thing I ever want to do is give you all the information that somebody never gave me. If it could save you, like, that's who I am. So I'm confident, and I'm sure that anybody that meets me for 10 seconds, I pick up on that. Like, nigga, like, I'm not, nah. It was pure. And guess what? I was in that situation. And do I regret that shit happened? Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking it like, man, hell yeah. Because like you said, somebody was heavily impacted by that. Families, multiple people, right? I seen the dude, auntie, when I came home. The people that, like, one of the people that told on me and shit. I went to the party in the hood. I was like tripping. Went over there and I seen his auntie. They testified on me and shit. I seen like, oh, yo, kill my nephew. I was like, yo, you remember me. He used to pop pimples in my face. I ain't never heard of a soul. In fact, you're the same person that told your same nephew that you wish he died after he beat you up. And so after that shit happened, like, I know you probably feel guilty, but you're the same. You know me. She's like, but his mom is out after serving prison time for doing the murder. And she lost her son. I say, and if I wouldn't have reacted the way I wouldn't have acted, my mom would have lost her son also. And I'm speaking now from a place of understanding. And I say, but And you know what? Everybody at the party thought I was like a smoker, do all this shit. I'm like, hell no. I'm not no bully. I'm not no nigga that do shit because the crowd think that's what you're supposed to do and all that. No, I explained to her. I feel like very remorseful for that. Like, I looked up to that nigga. That nigga used to come get me to fight niggas. He used to come get me. Like, he used to come get me. He ain't got a problem. Somebody beat his sister up. They come get me. I'm a little nigga. A little homie. Yeah, mind you, like respecting you. So why are you gonna tell me you're gonna hurt me or my family or something like that? How do you think I'm supposed to take that? So think back on it now, because you only make decisions based off of the amount of information. We only make decisions based off of the amount of information we have about that particular situation at that time. So if we only have a limited amount of information, then our reactions are going to be limited, right? So me now thinking in a situation like that, after the argument, instead of, doing what I did, I don't be around there no more. I don't see him. I got my own house. I'm a grown man. I'm out. I'm not on the plantation no more. Time heals all wounds, and what I'm saying? But when you're there and you're in a moment and you're young and you're a teenager and your frontal lobes have yet to connect, because they don't connect until you're 25 years old. And your frontal lobes have to do with you making decisions between right and wrong. So this is why the juvenile laws are being overturned. Kids are coming home that were sentenced to life because they were juvenile. They were juveniles. They didn't even understand what they were doing. Their frontal lobes didn't even connect until they were 25 years old. He made the decision when he was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. He's out here in the middle of a fucking war. So, dude, once again, do we question, if I go to the fucking army, listen, my people, if I go to the army, I sign up for the U.S. Navy or the Coast Guards, and I go kill 50 people, I get a Purple Heart. A fucking hero. Think about this. I go kill the Iraqis, the Afghanistan's black people. And come back and make it, nigga, I get a Purple Heart. I'm a hero. But if I don't sign up for the army and I defend my mama house, nigga, because a nigga try to run in here and run that, because we selling weed out this motherfucker. This is what we got to do to keep our lights on and pay for the beans to come in. And nigga come in here and try to rob and I shoot this nigga. Now I'm a felon. I go to jail for life. But if I go to the army, I could get unlimited bodies. I should have just went to the army. You get, we just seeing soldiers come on TV now and say they don't get really no fucking compensation afterwards. Or they fucking run. But you get what I'm saying though. You know what I'm saying? You held in high regards if you do it for the cause.
Right.
But if you do it for yourself, nigga, you're a criminal.
Right.
And that's an abnormal reaction to an abnormal situation. Because normally we wouldn't have to get up in the morning and think about, damn, because I put on these blue sweatpants, so I got to worry about a nigga ask me where I'm from today. That's abnormal. If a nigga walk up to you, bro, anybody, I'm telling y'all, and I'm from South Central Los Angeles, nigga, the gutter, nigga, the east side. If a nigga walk up to you and ask you that shit, come on, man. Come on, man. Where you from? Man, niggas stripping, bro. Niggas ain't woke. That's abnormal. You don't normally walk around. You should be able to put on whatever color you want to put on and do whatever the fuck you want to do. We should be able to, you know what I'm saying, say whatever we want to say. That's normal. At least if we're going by the Constitution, freedom of speech. You know, they talk about the 5 freedoms in the First Amendment. You know, freedom of religion, freedom of petition, freedom of assembly, freedom of press. So we got all these freedoms. But we don't even know this, though. You ask the average nigga this, what's the what's the 5 freedoms in the First Amendment? They couldn't tell you. But they could tell you, nigga, what kind of chain little baby got on and who did this around the corner and what the fuck and all that shit. Niggas is all fucked up. You don't even want to get out the plantation no more. If Harriet Tubman came back tonight, she'd probably die of a fucking broken heart. Because all these niggas gonna subscribe and just stand on the plantation. After so long, we gotta start blaming ourselves. After so long, for real, bro. Because when you start seeing your sons make it out, and your nephews make it out, and you still there, and you still hating on them, and you still bitter, that should be a fucking sign. That's why we be getting into it with a lot of the youth be getting into it with their parents, and the kids actually be growing.
Speaking of parents, last question. I heard in your song you said, "My mama hate the way I turned out."
I spoke on that. Yeah.
Yeah. How you does that still apply, or you feel like you turned that
No.
around?
No. No. Now, once again, I was speaking. Mama hate the way I turned out because I blow big weed, get drunk, and act burnt out. I was speaking in general.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Once again, of most of us, and I'm quite sure a lot of dudes my age and younger can relate, we get into it at some point in time with our moms. And what is it that we do? What is it that they criticize the most? Oh, you smoking them drugs, and you doing this, and you
Pants sagging.
Yeah, pants sagging. And mama, I was just speaking in general. Like when you live in wild, these are the kind of things you experience. Like I went through that. I went through that. And my mom, I love my mom. I love her. However, I know there's plenty of things that she's not happy that she had to go through as a result of dealing with me. Courts. She had to come to court for me as a kid all the time. You know, come to police stations and shit. You know, come to stores that I probably stole out the fucking store. Did some stupid shit. Like, you know, I didn't do nothing bad. But they could probably try to take a juice out the fucking Savons or something as a kid. And a 19-cent juice, and she probably had to come get a nigga. So I love my mom. She went through a lot. That doesn't justify, however, if now that I'm an adult, if I disagree with one of my elders with the action that they're taking, I have a right to speak on that. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the same things that they instilled in me and taught me, and now they're exercising these same actions. So I have a right to call them on that because they taught me this. And that's probably why they taught me that, so that I can remind them of that when they slip in. You know what I'm saying? You know, but nah, I have ultimate respect for my mom. I have another song for her on that, well, not on that project, but on another following project called If It Wasn't For You. You know, when I talk about, you know, if it wasn't for you, you know, who knows where I'd be now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, all the whoopings and the punishments back then seemed like torture. Now that I'm grown, I adore you. You know what I'm saying? Ripping and running up to them schoolhouse and courts, that shit must have really hurt. Me talking back, disrespecting her house, that shit must have really hurt. You know what I'm saying? No, but I was lacking adequate understanding of, you know, everything that my mom had gone through at that time to, you know, even have me here and present. You know how hard it is to survive a birth now as a person, as a especially a male of color. You know, with abortions and all that shit. At that time, it was legal. You could have abortions, and you didn't have Roe versus Wade overturned and all that shit. It was so, you know, you could have an abortion. So it's so easy. You know, 777,000 sperm cells is what a man ejaculates into a woman, but to impregnate her, and only one sperm cell make it. So, when you think about those sorts of things, I know that my mom was a blessing. Because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been able to gain interest to this planet. So I'm just speaking when I say those things, I'm just speaking now once again. I'm putting myself in the mind. I'm identifying my audience. And I got young homies and I got young people, and they can relate to that. They can relate to that. So just like it jumped out at you. You related to that. That's why you asked me about it. So now I can explain it and say, bro, this is what we go through, my nigga. Like, you know, they gonna fuck up too. Like how we fucked up, they gonna fuck up too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, though? And you know, put their ass on punishment, too. It ain't no bad thing. I just don't want to be around that shit. You gotta admit when you wrong, too. Now we all adults. Like, it's
Exactly.
not... Yeah, this ain't no...
That's what it comes down
You know,
to.
I'm not little Johnny no more. I'm not little... nigga, I know the difference between a quarter and a nickel now, nigga. You can't trick me.
I think it's okay. Like the parents need to know it's okay for you to admit, or it's like that you might be wrong, or that I might be your child might be the more emotional intelligent in that situation.
It's very possible.
It's like it don't take nothing from you as a parent.
No, because after all, that was their goal, right? Their goal was to make you be better than them. You were supposed to be better than them, right?
Exactly.
So now
don't look at me like a threat. Don't look at it like a threat because I'm up here maybe now and you know what I'm saying? It's 360.
Or I have a deeper level of clarity of what's going on. I have a more
this is my generation. That makes sense.
Yes, I have a more overall view of what's going on now. And you should be happy of that because this is what you put me in position. If it wasn't for you, then I wouldn't be able to be. And now I could help you understand what's going on now, and you could help me better understand then, and we could come together, and that's to make everything whole. But people become intimidated by your growth, and they see it. They see you doing things that they never even imagined doing, and that right there in itself could be scary, especially if a person isn't like I say, firm within themselves and have their own sense of self. That could be very intimidating to see somebody that you gave birth to or a little nigga that you put on got more understanding and more balance and order within themselves in his game of life than you do. That's that. And what they don't realize is that you could ask the same person that you put on or you gave birth to, hey, help me, or it's okay to do that, and you not bowing down. You not
exactly.
like motherfuckers, you like to ask for help or just like if I see like C5, like nigga, you much younger than me. I'm like, bro, nigga, hey, bro, put me on your record. Like, let me do something, nigga. You got this, or help me with how you do this. Get on the hook. How you help me do this? Like, I jump to that.
That's gonna make you grow opposed to you being like, oh no, I'm older than this nigga. I gotta have it all figured out.
And that's what the nigga that end up shooting out the murder for. That's what he didn't even understand. Like, nigga, I looked up to you, nigga. Like, you my big homie, fool. I'm scared of you. Like, you come get me to say, go fight this person. I don't even think, and I just go fight. I'm putting my life. I don't know if this nigga got a knife, a gun, a Mac Uzi. You know what I'm saying? And that's what be happening, bro. But these people that we look up to, that is older homies or big dogs or, you know, sensei or mama or daddy, like, they ain't got their shit. When you get older, you realize they ain't got their shit all the way together like you think.
And they feel like they have to present this image where they
that's
have
ignorance.
It all together.
That's ignorance.
And they can't, but like
that's
just,
ignorance.
Just keep it 100. You're not cheating nobody but
yourself. That's all you doing.
Not cheating nobody but yourself.
How you gonna look?
Yeah, man. Let's heal, man.
Let's heal, for sure.
Let's heal. Just be honest with yourself, because you could lie to me all day, but you really just lying to yourself, man. You're cheating yourself. And we on the same team.
We're gonna say, hey, bro.
You don't gotta create separation.
Think about if Kobe went up to block Shaq every time he went to dunk the ball. That shit would have been retarded. That shit would have been retarded.
Oh.
Think about that. That would have been some retarded shit, right?
But
and that's kind of
what it is.
That's what
we on the same team,
bro. If motherfuckers enjoy it though, people, believe it or not, outside of us or the family, they sit back and they see that shit. Look at them motherfuckers. So you got people within the community that do that, then you got other people outside of our community that do that. So they know right how to come in and give you opportunities, if I put you on to make you. But I'm not gonna pull you away from the plantation, let you stay around there. What you think gonna do to you? Here you come back, you escape the plantation, but you come back and you build up a taco stand at the plantation. you still standing around. Nigga, they go devour your ass, nigga.
Hey, my nigga, man, I'm proud of you, bro. I'm glad we connected, bro. The universe brought us together, bro. And yeah, man. See y'all on the other side.
And absolutely, man. Thank you for having me, bro. Thank you for even acknowledging a nigga. You know what I'm saying, though? Where a lot of our problems start at is that we don't acknowledge one another. So niggas start doing other things to get your attention. Instead of just acknowledging nigga on the humble shit. Like, the niggas just don't even want to be acknowledged. You don't
People
really,
just want to be seen, bro.
and
That's
people,
what
you
I
don't,
realized, bro.
you don't realize how much motherfuckers be watching you and know you. And then they walk up on you and then you be like, oh, I ain't got time. That hurt. This motherfucker might be watching you for 13 weeks or 15 years. And then that hurt. Like, so you didn't acknowledge that person, bro. And that's almost like unhuman. Like,
That's why I make an effort now to like acknowledge my brothers
people,
and sisters.
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
But you guess what though?
Anybody.
But when you don't want to interact with people, when you don't want to give in to what another motherfucker expect out of you based off of their expectations of you, don't make you wrong. I
100%.
might not feel like answering my phone right now. I ain't got over what you did to me yet. Like, I don't, no. I got a right to go through and feel.
And process.
All this shit, so I don't have to agree with everything. Yeah, I agree. I'm a fan person. I'm fan friendly with all these things. But sometimes when you say no, or you don't want to do, you gotta respect that because they don't know what you're going through because you are not a fucking robot.
100% that's self-love. We're gonna leave it at that,
Hello.
man.
The other side.
The other side, Tyson Crookmind, C5.